Even though Zack Snyder's recent works have been very underwhelming story-wise, it's hard to argue with the fact that Zack Snyder is one of the most influential directors of our time. From his iconic feature film Dawn of the Dead to his contributions to the DCEU, Snyder's movies have always been a treat for the eyes. So, if you're still beat up over Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2, here's a look back at the best Zack Snyder movies to restore your faith in the master of epic slow-mo action. Number 1. Watchmen. Watchmen is a 2009 superhero film based on a DC Comics series of the same name. Now, at the time, the superhero genre had not evolved to the point that it has now. Team-ups were not a thing at this point. There was no Avengers, no Justice League, and the most popular recent superhero movies were Spider-Man 3, Iron Man, and The Incredible Hulk. Now, these movies are pretty straightforward, right? There's a good guy and a bad guy, and the good guy beats up the bad guy. And superhero movies were like this for a long time, and it's only now that we're seeing more complex characters that are more like anti-heroes than superheroes, like Venom, Morbius, and The Invincible, not to mention some of the characters in The Boys. Watchmen did this way before superhero movies were popular, and in my opinion, did a way better job than many of the modern movies, like Morbius. If this movie came out today, there's no doubt in my mind that this would blow everyone away. Number 2. Justice League Snyder Cut. After a long campaign by fans to release the Snyder Cut, it was finally released on HBO Max in 2021, and most fans agree that it was just a whole lot better than the original 2017 version. The tone was different, the story made more sense, the visuals were amazing, and many fan favorite characters got a lot more screen time than in the original. And also, the ending with the Flash was just mind-blowing for me. It didn't fix all the problems of the original though, like the story was kind of weak to begin with, and many of the characters that we're supposed to care about were not as developed as some of the characters in the Avengers, was still a whole lot better and a lot more entertaining than the original. Number 3, 300. Now, this was the movie that introduced the world to Zack Snyder's iconic style. Epic cinematic sequences, slow motion action, and thrillingly fantastic visuals. The movie is adapted from a graphic novel by Frank Miller, which was itself based on the Battle of Thermopylae. The story in the movie is not exactly historically accurate because a lot of the events are fictionalized, so it's like a historical fiction film. It's very rare to see this kind of stylized visuals, intense color palettes, and artistic style in high-budget blockbuster movies. Number 4. Dawn of the Dead. Now, this was Snyder's first feature film, and you might imagine how risky it must be to introduce yourself as a director with a zombie movie. Like, there are so many zombie movies out there, and so many people have explored this genre from so many different angles that you'd think there's not a lot left to do to stand out, but Snyder proved everyone wrong. It doesn't look very different from other zombie movies at first glance, but it sneaks up on you. Rather than focusing on the entire apocalypse, it follows a few characters that the audiences are invested in, which is something that we now see in The Walking Dead and other zombie shows and movies. Snyder had not developed his iconic style at this point, so it's not what you expect going into a Snyder movie, but it's still a worthwhile. And also, if you're unsure, just check out the trailer. The first scene with the neighbor kid is sure to get you invested. Number 5. Army of the Dead. Snyder had a bunch of more zombie movie ideas up his sleeve than what we got to see in Dawn of the Dead. Army of the Dead is a heist movie set in a post-apocalyptic zombie universe. That's weird enough. Now, these zombies are organized. They have a queen and a king, and their king rides a horse, a freaking zombie horse, and they have a zombie tiger. So what's next for Zack Snyder? Just recently, Variety reported that a TV adaptation of the 300 movie is in early development at Warner Brothers, and none other than Zack Snyder is in talks to direct the series. So let's hope Snyder plays to his strengths and returns to our screens as one of the most celebrated directors of the 21st century. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.